Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. So last episode we didn't have the best of episodes. We actually drew our game against MK Dons and then we lost our game against Cardiff, which was really disappointing. So getting into this one, this is the team that I decided to go for against Nottingham Forest, and we needed an instant reply from that poor episode last time, and that's just what we got here from Joe Garner, opening the scoring up in the 9th minute with a fantastic finish. And Joe Garner against his former club, of course, Nottingham Forest. And for this game, I decided to go for a different formation, as last time, the 4-1-2-1-2, it played well, but we just weren't being clinical enough or anything like that. So I thought we'll just put Garner as the focal point up front and just feed him in for everything, because Beckford had a pretty poor episode last time. So I thought, you know what, we'll just play Garner up front and keep feeding him in the balls. And that's just what we did, and it worked. We got a goal straight off the bat, and then we just kept persisting forward with our chances here with Welsh into Pringle. Pringle does very well down his side. He manages to beat his man there. Then he whips in the ball for Joe Garner, who then heads it into the back of the net. What a header it was from Joe Garner there. The amount of power that he is able to generate on one of his headers is just fantastic, and it just scoops into the top corner and beats the keeper. But it was a fantastic ball in from Ben Pringle there from the left hand side, and the goalkeeper stood no chance of getting that. And Joe Garner, just look how high he jumps there, and the goalkeeper, it was a good attempt at saving it, but he's never going to get to that. And Joe Garner had 2 goals against his former side, Nottingham Forest, who he wasn't really played much in Nottingham Forest. He played a bit, but they bought him for quite a lot as well. I believe they bought him for about 1 million, and then they let him go on a free, so they really did lose out on him. But then Nottingham Forest came forward with their chances here, and a bit of sloppy defending left Fryer in on goal, but Sam Johnson made a good save from him, and in the end nothing was to worry about from that chance. But then some bad news for us. John Welsh actually was forced off injured here, so I decided to bring on Goburn, and you'll see what happens to Welsh here. It doesn't actually look too bad when you see it. He just falls to the floor there, and then he just stays down, and it looks like a shoulder injury. So you'll see at the end of this game how long Welsh will be out for, but hopefully it isn't actually too long. Then Nottingham Forest kept coming forward, but we managed to break them down, and Humphrey does very well here. He had a good episode last time as well. Feeds in Garner. Garner goes around the keeper and shoots, but the defender makes a block, and we didn't manage to score. A defender blocked it on the line, and Joe Garner was denied a hat-trick against his former club, Nottingham Forest, which is really disappointing here. He just went for a bit of a cheeky chip, but they had, at the end of the day, they did have 2 defenders on the line, so it was unlikely that we were going to actually score that. And then in the 87th minute, they go and do this. Some nice play from them leads to a cross, and then they just put their ball into the top corner from that header there, and just like that, they're back into it. We dominated all of this match, and in the 88th minute, we're just letting them back in. So we couldn't afford to have a repeat of last time's episode where we only picked up 1 point in the league out of a possible 6. So we needed to hold on to these 3 points to make up for that. But then again, I can't really blame anyone for this. I think it was Tom Clark that was out jumped, and then Johnson couldn't do anything about the ball going into the top corner. But luckily we did manage to hold on to the 3 points, and it meant that we kick off this episode with, maximum full points, which is always a good thing. So next up, you will see how long actually John Welsh is out for, and honestly, it's not good news. So we do then get the email back about John Welsh's injury, and unfortunately he is going to be out for 8 weeks, which is a massive kick in the teeth for us, because John Welsh he really is a crucial part in the Preston midfield this season, as he's the only real ball-winning midfielder we have. So I suppose that Goburn is going to have to step up, and that's why I brought him in really, to be a backup for John Welsh if he does get injured. But going into the Tottenham game, this is the team that I decided to go for. I decided to mix it a bit between squad players and first team players. As you can see, I put Alan Brown in, Stuckman in, and the biggest decision I had to make was who to put up front, and I did decide to go for Beckford, because I know Beckford's sort of a player that, in real life, he comes alive in cup games, so I thought I'd leave Garner on the bench and put him out for an impact substitution. But going into this game, Spurs put out a very strong lineup against us, so they obviously wanted to do well, and obviously we were the underdogs going into this. I wasn't playing my, strongest team possible, and that's because the league is the priority this season, but this was always going to be a nice distraction away at Spurs. But as you can see, they got Paulinho playing there, so this is the Spurs team we come up against. As you can see, they got some very decent players playing for them. They've got Vorm, Vertonghen, Paulinho, Eriksen, Chadley, Townsend, Soldado up front. So it was always going to be a tough match coming up against them, but the first highlight here comes in the 27th minute as Tottenham have a free kick. Christian Eriksen takes it and it just goes over the bar there harmlessly. And, you know, not much happened in this match. At the start of the game, what it mostly was them coming at us defending well, and we did do that very well for most of the first half, but we obviously did create our chances, as you see here. Beckford going through on goal, sent by Johnson. Beckford does very well, but in the end he drags his shot wide, and we were sort of being reduced to these sort of like half chances. We never really had anything clean cut in this match, especially in the first half, and Beckford, as you saw there, just drags his shot wide a bit, you know, crumbles under the pressure maybe of the Spurs crowd. But then Tottenham come forward here. They put together a fantastic move, but Eriksen puts his ball over the bar. And I believe Beckford has scored against Tottenham at Whitehall Lane when he played at Leeds. I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that. Leave it in the comments down below if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he has. But then Spurs come forward and Eriksen just goes on a dazzling run, and Soldado, of all people, puts it into the back of the net just before half-time as well. I don't know what it is with us, but we have conceded so many 90th minute goals and so many goals in the 45th minute. It is actually ridiculous. And, you know, I don't know why that is. You know, scripting by EA, maybe sloppy defending by me, just switching off. Maybe, but it was a fantastic finish in the end from Roberto Soldado, not one perhaps known for his abilities to finish anymore, but it was a good goal nonetheless. But we come back at them in the second half with Daniel Johnson. He plays in Beckford, and Beckford is so unlucky that this doesn't end up dropping into the back of the net. It was a very good chance from us here. Beckford, you know, he did well. He was a lively player, and he definitely did have chances, but Michel Vorm came to the rescue of Spurs there, and we were unlucky. But then Spurs kept persisting with their chances. Townsend has a good one there, but it cannons back off the post, and we eventually managed to clear that. And Spurs just kept coming back at us. Here is Paulinho. Paulinho on the ball does well, feeds in Eriksen. Eriksen has a shot, but Torsten Stuckman with an absolutely fantastic save there, diving away to his left-hand side. He really did do fantastic. And I thought, it's the 67th minute here, so what I thought I'd do is I'd switch it up to a 3-5-2 formation, get Beckford and Garner up front, and I thought, you know what, let's just go for this, you know. We've got nothing to lose now, so I thought that we may as well just go for it. So I did decide to bring Garner up front, as you know, we were lacking a strike partnership for Beckford really, and I thought that those two would work well together. And I also decided to bring Kyle Reid on for a bit of pace to see how that works really, and try and cause them some problems. But they come straight back at us here with Adebayor. Adebayor does well, feeds in Lamela, and the goalkeeper makes another good save. Stuckman playing very well this game, and he's done well only to concede one goal. But Tottenham just kept persisting with their chances, and eventually we did manage to crumble again. Eriksen does fantastic and feeds in Paulinho, who then puts it into the back of the net. Disappointing we conceded that there. And, you know, we'd held on for so long, and I thought that the longer we'd keep it at 1-0, the more chance we'd get to, you know, get a goal on the counter-attack. But in the end, you know, Eriksen just does fantastic here. Look at that pass into Paulinho, and Paulinho has an open goal. Sloppy defending from us once again, and we really do need to sort that out. But Paulinho did have an open goal to shoot at in the end, which is disappointing. But then Garner just goes on this dazzling run after I brought him on, but can't manage to finish it, which was so frustrating because he got on such a fantastic run there, but he just couldn't find the back of the net. And then that was how that match would actually finish. It would finish 2-0, which it was a disappointment in the end, you know, that we did go out, but we did go out to a good team in Spurs. So that will wrap it up for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, make sure you leave a like. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. Also, check out all the links in the description down below, and I'll see you all in the next one.